The newest episode of Demon Slayer that just aired, which is Season 2, Episode 13, or Yukakuhen Episode 6, or Entertainment District Arc, or Red District Art Episode 6, whatever the naming is. Yeah, I think it's the best episode of Demon Slayer so far. It is my favorite episode, and I do think it's objectively the best because it takes everything good about Demon Slayer and dials it to 11. Unfortunately, it also takes the one thing that I don't like much about Demon Slayer and dials that to 11 too. And that's the pretty bad writing, the generic dialogue. So, generic dialogue and bad writing, it's a trope that's very common in shonen anime. It has to be, because shonen anime is all about, the trope I'm talking about is taking a bleak situation, building it up to a climax, and then turning it upside down. But the way the trope is executed makes all the difference. In Demon Slayer, it is executed in the most generic way possible. It's usually the villain going, huh, you can't defeat me, I'm 100 times stronger than you. Oh my god, he received a sudden power-up, I'm going to die. But yeah, I don't mind that trope. It's generic, yeah, but I'm fine with it. I don't care if it's coming and tickling my butthole. Like, I don't want my butthole to be touched. But the overall experience is just so good that I'm able to look past the butthole touching. The previous best episode of Demon Slayer, which is obviously episode 19, it had this trope. It was Rui, the main villain of that arc, going, huh, you can't defeat me, you're just a weakling. There's no way you'll ever cut these threads. And then, the thread snapped. But in that case, it was both sides, right? We saw Rui's perspective and we also saw Tanjiro's perspective. Him going, I can't cut these threads. They are way stronger than the previous ones. So it was not coming all from one direction. It made it less insufferable. But then again, it's only used once, so it's fine. They're not overusing the trope. And in the next episode, when Giyu came into the fight, Giyu was using his final form and Rui's like, who cares about your 11th form? All my threads, they got snapped. That's impossible. So yeah, again, the trope being hammered down on you, but it's only used once, so it's fine. In the latest episode, it is hammered down on you, not once, not twice. It's done like over 5 times. They do it once, and then they do it over and over and over and over again. It is really, it's almost insufferable. It's not just tickling your butthole anymore. It's just full-on stomach deformation pounding. I took it the first time because all of it is just drowned in the hype and the beautiful animation and the incredible soundtrack. If you want to see my first time reaction to it, luck's on your side because I upload reaction videos on my second channel. It's not just me sitting in front of my computer watching shows. It's also me breaking down the animation techniques used, the music used, and the overall progression of the plot. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go to my second channel and watch it. But I loved the episode, so I wanted to watch it a second time, and I couldn't take it. Like, with the second time, I was focused more on the stuff that I missed the first time. And the first time I was focused almost entirely on the beautiful visuals and the music, because it truly was breathtaking. Animation-wise, it had Nozomu Abe, which is the freelance animator who makes Ufotable what Ufotable is. And they also had Masayaki Kunihiro, another veteran animator who works with Ufotable. Music-wise, one of my favorite composers, who is Yuki Kajira, she definitely made a track. I'm sure that she's the one who made the track when Daki, sorry. When Daki uses her Blood Demon art for the first time, the music that's playing at that time it's not a Go Shina theme, who is the actual composer for most of the Demon Slayer tracks. That theme is a Yuki Kajira theme. So yeah, I'm 100% dialed in on the animation and music. Even if I'm focusing on the voice acting and even if I'm reading the subtitles, I'm not focused on it as much as I am in the overall flow of the story. But when I watched it the second time, yeah, the dialogue, it was insufferable. And to add on top of it, this time it is all from one side. It is all from Daki's side. Because of the nature of what's happening currently, Tanjiro is not gonna use that trope. Tanjiro is like an unstoppable force right now. So all of the corny dialogue needs to come from one side, from all of it from Daki's side. So it's like, you're ugly and weak. I'm not gonna waste any more time fighting you. I'm off to kill the Hashira. Oh my god, he's so strong all of a sudden. But that's fine. There's no way you can slice my obi when I'm using Blood Demon art when you couldn't even slice them before. He sliced my obi. But that doesn't matter. He's only human after all, and he's gravely injured. Eventually, he'll run out of stamina. He's getting faster. Is he even human? He's pinned all of my OB in one place. Doesn't matter, I'll just pull him back. I can't pull them back, he's so strong. But that doesn't matter, there's a good bit of distance between the two of us. There's no way he's gonna cover all of this distance in an instant. He's right in front of me. So that's what, 5 times, 6 times the trope is just hammered down on you. And all of this happens without breaks. It happens in one large segment. And it was truly insufferable when I was watching the second time. I had to turn off the subtitles. I can still hear the voice, of course. I can understand what they're saying to some extent. But in that way, I'm just enjoying the beautiful voice acting, because I do consider voice acting to be a form of art. And these guys are the best at it. But at least I'm not going to focus on the corny dialogue with the subtitles off, because it's truly so bad. Hello, this is me while editing, and I'd like to add to what I said here about voice acting, and is that Daki's voice actors did a truly incredible job at voicing the lines here. Even though the voice lines are like completely corny, cheesy lines, the voice actors did an absolutely incredible job at delivering them to make them sound as less corny as it can, and truly make it sound like it's Daki who's saying it. Daki's personality is all about underestimating her opponents, especially ones who are weak or ugly. If the voice acting was not good, then the bad writing would have been more easily noticeable. But since the voice acting is so good, the bad writing just goes down in the flow of combat. Also, all of the little noises she makes when she gets her ass kicked, it's all like perfection. There's definitely going to be a YouTube video out there pretty soon that's just titled Daki noises from Demon Slayer. There's Nezuko noises, there's Kaguya-girl noises, and there's definitely going to be one with Daki noises. And yeah, another thing about the plot, I think I found a plot hole. Not really a plot hole, it's just kind of inconsistency. When Daki was bent over like a bitch near Muzan, and Muzan was telling her about Nezuko, he could have also just told her about Tanjiro. He could have just told her, if you see a demon slayer who's wearing Hanafuda-like earrings, please murder him. And Daki could have easily sliced and diced Tanjiro in like an instant. But he didn't for some reason. He told it to Enmu, the Lower Moon 1 guy. So it's not that he does not want Tanjiro dead. He clearly wants him dead. So he could have just told Daki the same thing. But he chose not to, so that Tanjiro does not die immediately and gets a power-up. Yeah, that's just kind of a plot inconsistency there, but yeah, I mean, we know why that's necessary, right? They could have easily made it so that Muzan does not know if Tanjiro is alive or not after the Mugen Train incident, but it was clearly mentioned that he knows Tanjiro is alive when he was speaking to Akaza. That's not even the end of it. Like, after Tanjiro's fight with Daki, Nezuko joins the battle, and now Daki's all like, you're just a bottom tier demon. I'm just gonna cut off all your limbs. There's no way you're gonna regenerate. She regenerated so quickly. How is this even possible? So again, the trope is used. So that's another instance where all of the corny dialogue just added to all of the previous corny dialogue. And it's just the one thing holding Ufotable's Demon Slayer back is the bad writing in the source material. Now there are ways to deal with this, of course. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen is a very good example to me where the shonen tropes are executed perfectly. For example, in the fight with Sukuna and Gojo, way back in the second episode, the way Sukuna speaks throughout the battle, it's very analytical. He's trying to figure out ways to destroy Gojo, and he figures out a way to destroy Gojo, which is just brute strength, but that doesn't work, and he's surprised. Obviously, that is the utilization of the shonen trope, but it's still executed in a badass way. He's just surprised and he does not say anything. It just cuts to Gojo standing in a badass pose. Imagine if in that instance Sukuna said, how is he unharmed? I'm supposed to be the king of curses and he's just a mortal human being. That would have completely ruined the moment. And I'm glad that's not how Jujutsu Kaisen works. In Jujutsu Kaisen, the trope is executed in a far better way. And it's really unfortunate because I do believe that Demon Slayer has a better story than Jujutsu Kaisen. Demon Slayer's story has really emotional moments and super hype moments. It's just the bad writing that's holding it back. And I wouldn't even say it has that bad writing. It's just the insertion of this trope that is done poorly. Otherwise, I like the comedy in Demon Slayer. I laugh out loud sometimes. So the writing is not bad. It's just the way this trope is implemented in Demon Slayer that is bad. Another example would be like Attack on Titan, right? When Mappa took over Attack on Titan, yes, the animation was not as good as in the previous season. There was not much Sakuga. And yes, the composite was far inferior than the previous seasons, but the cinematography and the overall vibe it was giving, I liked that more than the first 3 seasons. And the dialogue, it matched it. It was not corny, it was just real characters speaking. It felt that way. Which studio's Attack on Titan is anime? Mappa's Attack on Titan felt more like an anime adaptation of an actual live action show, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that's better, I'm just saying that's what my taste in anime is like. So yeah, even with the shonen trope, I'm fine. As I said, I'm totally fine with it if it's implemented once or twice in an episode, 2 times maximum in an episode. But if it's done 6 to 7 times, I'll start noticing it and it'll ruin my immersion with the show. Hopefully we won't get any more of that in Demon Slayer. And from manga readers, I heard that there's actually supposed to be narration on top of it, like square bubbles telling what's going on with Tanjiro at that point. And I'm glad that that was removed from the anime for pacing purposes. Imagine like Hunter x Hunter's annoying narrator talking on top of Daki, who's already just abusing the trope. It would have been truly insufferable. It would be a scene where Tanjiro just moves his foot and Daki's like, huh, he moved his foot. And then the narrator would come in and be like, Tanjiro was able to move his foot because he's going past his stamina threshold. Daki, being an upper demon, has never seen a human capable of such feat, and hence she was surprised. If it, that would have completely ruined my immersion. I'm glad that Ufotable took out the narration segments for pacing purposes. So that's a plus, but they're still keeping it a truly faithful adaptation. And sometimes the source material is not all that good. In this case, the writing just isn't that good. And I do believe that's the one thing holding Demon Slayer back from being a masterpiece. I love the animation is obviously amazing. It's not the best animated show ever. It's like a consistent A tier, but when it needs to be amazing, it goes above and beyond S tier. The story, it's really nice. I love the story and I really like the characters. They are generic, yes, but I still really like all the characters in Demon Slayer. It is just the implementation of the shonen trope makes me not have as much fun as I otherwise would with Demon Slayer. And yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about the shonen trope again, and yeah, I'll see you next time, and don't forget to wash your dick.